What's going on, everybody? I'm Jiffy Nano, and today we're doing another Borderlands 3 Theorycraft build, this one for Zane. So if you guys ever want to help me make builds or have any questions about how I'm making builds, and it's usually, spoiler, it's usually just me staring at the skill trees for an hour until I figure something out, stop by my Twitch channel. The link will be in the description below, and I hope to see you there. I'll be playing Borderlands, doing a lot of build making. I've also been playing Remnant from the Ashes, which is pretty cool too. So if you guys are, guys ever have any questions or want to see me make some builds, stop by my Twitch. Also, this build is not as good as the one Admiral Baru put out the other day, where he uses the skill Calm, Cool, and Collected. But this should be pretty good. I think I'm gonna call it the clone and drone build or something of that nature. So let's get right into this. Let's get right into this build. So the first thing, you want your digiclone in your slot. You want your digiclone in one of your slots because we're gonna be taking both the digiclone and the drone. And the whole idea behind this build is going to try and just, you have your clone out, you have your clone out, you get a bunch of kills. Before your clone dies, you call on your drone. Before your clone goes away, drone goes away, you call back, you recall your digiclone. At no point should there should never be a point where you don't have one of your action skills up. So first skill we want is Synchronicity. Whenever one or more Zane's action skills are active, he gains gun damage. This is just nice. If you have them both up for a little while, you'll get 40% gun damage, but you should have 20% gun damage most of the time. Next one you want is Borrowed Time. Zane gains increased action skill duration for every active action skill. This is why you want to call in your second action skill just before your first one goes away. That way you get both the... I'm not sure how this works out, but you should get at least 15%, and if it counts for both of them, you would get 30%, so that's just more duration. Now you want Donnybrook. Kill skill. Whenever Zane kills an enemy, his digiclone receives increased gun damage and gains health regeneration for a few seconds. 15% gun damage, 2.5% missing health regeneration per second. This keeps your clone alive longer, which you want your clone to be alive longer, so if you want to swap back and forth between your clone and your drone. Quick Breather. Whenever Zane swaps places with his clone, his shields begin to immediately recharging. This is survivability for you. This is survivability for you, and it's really good survivability for you, because your shields, this just completely skips the whole recharge delay. Why couldn't I think of that? Next. Pocket Full of Grenades, a kill skill. Whenever killing an enemy, Zane gains grenade regeneration for a few seconds. Grenade regeneration, you get 20% per second, duration 8 seconds. So if you have 10 grenades, you'll get 2%. You'll get 2 grenades back. You're essentially going to max out your grenades within a few seconds. And this you want this for boom enhance, but we'll talk about that in a second. Old U, pressing your action skill during Fight for Your Life will destroy the digiclone if it's up, and then it'll give you a second wind. This is more survivability for you. And then the big one, Boom Enhance. Whenever Zane summons digiclone, it consumes up to 3 grenades. For every grenade consumed, the digiclone gains increased gun damage, max health, fire rate, reload speed, and digiclone duration. So this is a lot of stuff. You're going to get 60% gun damage, like 300 and some odd percent, 240 some percent max health. I don't know how to math. 15% fire rate, 93% reload speed, and 75% more duration. This is going to almost double the 15 seconds that you have with your digiclone. That's the big deal there, is you want to almost double your duration there, because this will make it so his duration is about half of the Sentinel's duration. Sentinel has a 60-second cooldown, or not duration, but cooldown. Sentinel has a 60-second cooldown. he has a 15-second duration, but if you almost double it, that's about 30 seconds. I think it's like 28 seconds. So that's almost double, right? So 60 seconds. Sentinel has 24 seconds of duration, so you don't need a whole lot more time to get this, to have your digiclone back up, because he only has a 28 second cooldown. So your augments, you want Schadenfreude. I think that's how you say that. I don't know. I hope I didn't insult anybody. Whenever a clone takes damage, Zane's shield is restored by a portion of that damage. More survivability for you, so you can run around and kill stuff. Enemies are more which one is real? Enemies are more likely to target clone for a few seconds after summoned and swapping places. More survivability for you. So let's go to the Hitman tree. So yes, you want your Sentinel. Sentinel, send it into battle. It flies around shooting machine guns. Sick. Cool. Okay. First thing you want is violent speed. Kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane gains increased movement for a few seconds. You get 20% movement speed for 8 seconds. That's pretty cool. This goes really well with violent momentum. Zane's gun damage increased while moving. The quicker he moves, the greater the gun damage bonus. He gets up to 20% gun damage at default walk speed. So if you're aiming down sights and you've got this going, you'll probably hitting max walk speed. So that'll be cool. 20% gun damage as long as you're walking around. Next thing you want is Salvation, kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane's weapons gain lifesteal for a few seconds, more survivability for you, and if Moxie weapons have taught us anything, lifesteal is super powerful. You gain 10% lifesteal. Yeah, 10% lifesteal for 8 seconds. Drone delivery. A Sentinel will occasionally drop a free grenade based on the grenade mod while attacking enemies. This is just nice for damage, especially if you have like a Tesla grenade or a Singularity grenade on. If you're going down this tree, you should always take Death Follows Close. All of Zane's kill skills gain increased effect and duration. So they gain extra 7 seconds and 25% more bonus. So this would be, instead of 10% lifesteal, it's going to be like 12.5% lifesteal. Instead of 8 seconds, it's going to be like, what is that, 15 seconds? 15 seconds of that? Jeez. An Admiral Barrow, I mentioned him twice already today, found out that class mons can now put extra points into these kinds of skills, including capstones that usually only take 1 but give you a really, really hefty bonus. So 2 extra points into this, so a 3 out of 1 would give you 21 extra seconds of kill skill duration and 75% skill bonus. Something like that could make like this in fucking sane. That's almost 20% lifesteal for almost 30 seconds. That is nutty. That is insane. And that's just lifesteal, not to mention some of his damage ones. Okay, so back to the build. Next one is Playing Dirty, kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane's next 5 shots have a chance to fire an additional projectile. So you get 50% extra shot chance, but you don't actually get 50% extra shot chance. You get like 65 because it's about a 15% bonus with Death Follows Close. So this is just gonna double your damage for a little bit. Nice. Good Misfortune. Kill skill. Killing an enemy increases Zane's action skill duration. This skill has diminishing returns. This is the one that will hopefully make it so Digiclone with the 75% increased duration and the 15% action skill duration. Hopefully this would make it so that your Digiclone will last the full 60 seconds, or at least close to it, or more, hopefully, actually, honestly, for the Sentinel to come back out. That way you can go Digiclone, before Digiclone goes away, Sentinel's definitely going to last. As soon as, like, you're only going to need a couple of these for Sentinel's 24 seconds to turn into 28. So you'll for sure be able to get your digiclone back before the Sentinel ends. Then before Sentinel goes away, digiclone, and at no point should you not have an action skill up. And because we went so far down in this tree, we went and took Seeing Red. So every time you activate an action skill, you get all of Zane's kill skills. And because you're activating an action skill every 30 or so seconds, hopefully, every 30 or so seconds, and killing stuff as they're going, you will have your action skills and your kill skills up all the time. So augments for the Sentinel, you want the Cryo, the Winter's Drone. Converts Sentinel's primary weapons to cryo damage. Sentinel's weapons to cryo negative. You get 20% less damage. Cryo is super strong, and in pre-sequels, cryo was the strongest element because it increased critical hit damage by 50%. So cryo is really good. And then bad dose, I don't know. I honestly don't know which one of these to take. I took the one that gave you more damage, but when it comes right down to it, I could probably go for static field instead, because I've got a nice shield thing going on, so static shield's probably a better idea. It's really, I need to see what these actually do in game before I would want to take them. So, well, yeah, let's do static field for shock damage, draining enemy shields, and replenishing Zane's. So that'll go well with his already shield swapping and all that. So yeah, this is the droning clone build, where you're going to be swapping back and forth from your drone to your clone to your drone to your clone, and never at any point should you not have an action skill going, and you could just tear through areas. You don't even need friends. You have friends flying around or sitting next to you the whole time. So yeah, that's my Zane build. It's not as good, like I said, as Baru's calm, cool, and collected build, I don't think, because this skill, honestly, I didn't realize how ridiculous this skill was when I first read it. I was like, oh cool, gets more shield recharge. Oh, cool, health regen for a few seconds. I don't think I ever even got down to the action skill durations immediately reset. So this will probably be better. But as far as the shield goes, I'm kind of cold on the shield. I don't know how strong the shield will actually be. I'm sure it will be really strong. And there's some interactions I would love to see happen. Like, I would love to see deterrence field and the all-rounder, the bubble shield. I want to see what happens if you throw that onto a boss. Does it stagger the boss, or does it not do anything? Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, and let me know in the comments who you want to see next. I think it's going to be Amara or Mose, but do let me know. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell so YouTube actually shows you my uploads. And like I said earlier, if you want to talk more Borderlands or you just enjoy my content, stop by my Twitch channel. The link is in the description. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.